yard average per punt return. He's the kind of guy you think about could be a safety, could be a corner, excellent special teams player as well, Boone.
Well, look, the Chargers, we said, and they have 2 picks in the second, 2 picks in the third. There'll be plenty to talk about San Diego, who certainly have the talent to reemerge to win that division that the Chiefs won last year. They got Phillip Rivers, but they're going to have new faces here on defense. They need new Merrimans, new Jamal Williamses, and as I said, I'm going to repeat what I said yesterday. If English, outside backer, #1 pick a couple of years ago, and Ryan Matthews, #1 pick last year, running back, along with Legion, they all, and there's picks that they're going to get a lot of in 2 and 3, all arrived, Mel and John, at once, healthy. Maybe we see a whole new flow of San Diego. We know what they can do with Rivers. That's their hope.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, before the Chargers picked, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about them later on, the Indianapolis Colts selected, they have made a trade with the Washington Redskins, and guess what? They picked tackle yesterday, and they picked tackle today. Ben Igelana, tackle from Villanova.
Well, he's a left tackle. He's a 4-year starter. He's played 53 games for Villanova. They were the 1AA champions. This is a future left tackle prospect. Looks to me, Mel, like they're going to move Costanzo to right tackle, and the Indianapolis Colts just put a full court press on protecting the sheriff, Peyton Manning. But you get 2 tackles that are 4-year starters, tremendous experience. That'll be quick studies and understand this no-huddle offense that Peyton Manning runs unlike anybody in football.
So Villanova, huh? That's an interesting spot.
Well, you think about it, Ben Igelana, sports hernia injury at the end of the year was a factor to push him down, but he was a left tackle, can move inside the guard. They drafted Anthony Costanzo, helping out Peyton Manning. Ben Igelana, the best non-1A player in this draft. The consensus in that area was that this kid was that good. And when you went back to that Temple game, talk about 1AA, when they played Temple, good football team, this kid did not allow a sack in that football game. He up against some pretty good players one-on-one.
Well, one of whom is drafted in the first round by the Jets, Wilkerson. Well, here come the Tampa Bay Bucks. This is your life. We had the Raiders, and now we got the Bucks, Coach.
To announce the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selection, please welcome from Stanford University, the 82nd pick of the 1993 draft by the Buccaneers, defensive back John Lynch.
With the 51st pick in the 2011 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Daquan Bowers, defensive end from Clemson.
So, boy, Tampa going, well, here's Bowers, first of all, who we spoke about at the beginning of the show, Mel, with Stefania about the injury, and he would have been a first or way high. They've gone D-line, D-line. Last year they went D-line, D-line. That's a statement.
When would you ever have thought the 6th best player in a draft goes at pick 51? That's a rarity, but it's all because of that knee injury and the knee concern. Daquan Bowers is a stud, a big-time player off the edge, a guy that gives you everything he has, every play, every time out. He went from being a guy, got into that backfield, got some tackles for loss, to leading the nation in sacks this past season, played through that knee injury. Now here he is as a member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who added Adrian Claiborne yesterday. And the concern with Adrian Claiborne was the Erb's palsy. Born with, played through that his whole career. Now you add Daquan Bowers. Last year they drafted Gerald McCoy and Brian Price, 2 defensive tackles, 1st and 2nd round. GM Mark Dominic's done a nice job, had a great draft last year. Addressed the defensive tackle spot. Now he's going defensive end, 1st and 2nd round. You got to root for Adrian Claiborne. Guess what? You better root for a kid like Daquan Bowers. This kid could have been the #1, #2, #3 overall pick. Here he is in the middle of the 2nd round of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, all because of that knee concern.
Well, we need this guy back home in Tampa, Mel. I mean, you get Claiborne, I call him light switch. You put Bowers, who's really one of the best combination ends, I think, in this draft. He can convert speed to power in his rush. I think provided he is healthy and he can maintain some consistency. He's a guy that had 1 year of production. He didn't do much at Clemson those first 2 years. And they need this guy to really get in a routine. Hopefully, medically, he checks out just fine, can practice, can continue to develop, and prove a lot of people wrong. You talk about a guy that has a lot of motivation right now, it should be Daquan Bowers.
Well,
I like that
thing to me that in a division where Atlanta and New Orleans push the envelope on offense, the Bucs are going back to their heritage. I don't mean the 0-26 heritage. That's in a class by itself. But when you think the Bucs, they were defense, and here they go. They're going to combat those scoring teams with defense, Morton, Adam.
Well, that's right. And listen, Daquan Bowers had this surgery on January 4th. When he showed up at the Indianapolis Scouting Combine in February, boy, the red flags went up on the knee, and he went back for a recheck, and it didn't come out well as well. And so in the first round, a lot of doctors would not give him a passing grade. I heard coaches and GMs say, it looks like you have to have a lot of maintenance on him, especially in the first year, and he might just be a one-contract guy. Now, a one-contract guy means 4 or 5 years, and maybe it's more trouble, but as one coach told me, hey, I might not be here for more than 4 or 5 years, so we may take a chance at some point. But his irony here with the Buccaneers, former first-round pick Gaines Adams, also from Clemson. Daquan Bowers is very close to him, and you know, Gaines Adams passed away tragically a couple of years ago. His dad passed away in August.
And Mort, I had one team tell me today that one of the big reasons that Daquan Bowers slid is because he's going to need knee surgery at some point in the next 4 years. And when he does get that knee surgery, it's going to sideline him for 8 months. That surgery could come as early as this year. So there are major medical questions about Daquan Bowers, but you're talking about a player here who at one point was regarded as the potential #1 pick, and instead of the #1 pick, he winds up going number 51 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who come away with Daquan Bowers and Adrian Claiborne on the second night of the draft here at Radio City Music Hall.
The NFL Draft continues tomorrow at noon on ESPN.
I'm so psyched we found these seats.
Scoring your dream tickets is no longer a fantasy, even on the day of the event, even if it's sold out. StubHub, where do you want to sit?
Next up, Rocket! Don't worry about them, Rocket. You got this. Here we go!
It's the sure sign of a good time. The just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
You gotta admit, it was a heck of a catch.
Well, this truck is an electric vehicle, and the rubbish that I collect is taken to the plant where it's incinerated. That generates electricity, which charges up the vehicle. This garbage truck runs on electricity, and the electricity runs on garbage.
Energy is evolving. Shouldn't the way you invest in it evolve as well? Call 1-800-iShares to request a prospectus, which includes investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information that you should read and consider carefully before investing. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal.
We're going to prove that Vaseline Men Fast Absorbing Lotion gives you strong, non-greasy skin in just 15 seconds. You just can't do that with greasy hands. Vaseline Men, no grease, just strong skin. See more online.
Whoa! I got a winner! I got it!
At 89 cents, everyone's a winner. The new cheesy double-decker taco. A crunchy taco and nacho cheese sauce all wrapped up. So it's like getting twice the taco. Only at Taco Bell. Why pay more?
Rated T for teen. I came here to fight. Let me show you how to knock out a light. I'm the second one of the impacts, the third of the strength. I'm a classical twist combo till my ruffian hits. My booms throw you in the corner with the back of my kicks. And I'm back with a vengeance. Let me split a dimension. Crashing you with a hurricane. Smashing your senses. I'm the new era and age. I'm back in the game. Let's take us outside. Check it, yo. I came here to play.
Welcome back to the 2011 NFL Draft, presented by Bud Light.
In New York, the New York Football Giants, who went Prince Amukamara yesterday, a defensive back, now select here in the second round with plenty of fans here in Radio.